Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Injustice 2. In this episode we're going to be going into the lab once again with Harambe. Okay, no, I swear that's gonna be the one and only Harambe joke in this episode. Luckily, or maybe not luckily, this game came out just after the whole Harambe thing died down because the jokes with this character would have been like non-stop. Anyways, we're going into the lab with Gorilla Grodd. The reason is because I'm really interested in learning this character. As you can see, he's already level 5 for me because I tried him out in a multiverse event, so I'm not starting from scratch, but this is kind of going to be more of like an advanced overlook because I saw some things. Because there are not many Gorilla Grodd players, but the few that there are, I've seen some interesting stuff from them. So we're gonna be kind of testing some of these things out. So Gorilla Grodd, he's one of these like big brawling characters, all about being in your face, but he has some interesting things, especially with his trait. If you don't know what his trait does, is it gives him access to a new set of special moves, half of which I don't even know how to do. How do you do the float? Fuck. Okay, there we go. And then you can, yeah, explode. That's the thing that has the tech, because you can go like this, and did you see? This thing is insanely plus. It's insanely plus. So I think what you do is this, and into this, and into the flight, not flight, but the gorilla jump, which might as well be a flight. Alright. I'm getting way ahead of myself. The problem with this character, and I do think he's pretty low tier, not gonna lie. The problem is that he doesn't really have any good footsies. That's decent, and his down one is decent because it has massive range. But other than that, none of his moves I would say are amazing. Like, he has really stubby limbs, especially his feet. Obviously, because he's a gorilla. This has like no range on it, and it's probably his only mix-up. But what he does have is some pretty dirty resets. So if you don't know, I've talked about this in my Supergirl video, but what a restand in this game is when you leave your opponent standing, obviously, and then you mix them up. And with Gorilla Grodd, he has actually one of the best ways to do this because of this move. This is the move that restands, and you cancel this into his gorilla jump, the close one, and you go into one of his jump attacks. I prefer jump 1 because I find that's the one that hits most consistently. It's still kind of a weird timing because you are crossing up. Maybe I should use jump 2. Yeah, maybe I will use jump 2 actually. Yeah, okay. Well, see, that's why I wanted to go into the lab with this character. And the jump attacks in this game, if you don't know, are super advantage. So basically from this, like, if I set the way to show how plus something is to hit them with it and immediately set them to jump. Do you see? Did you see how long it took for Darkseid to be able to jump after that? Oops, yeah. And AI options and jump. See, it takes him a ridiculous amount of time to be able to do anything. So from this, you can pretty much loop back into this move, which is a low, or you can loop his forward 3, and then from there, oops, that one has kind of a weird timing on it. From there, if I can actually pull it off, you can reset them into the same situation and just keep doing this all over again, and that's Gorilla Grodd. You can also go into a grab, and that's one of his main kind of things. Now, it's not a real vortex. This is, by the way, something that's called a vortex in fighting games, because this is very slow and it is reactable. So your opponent can react to this, but this is fairly good. Only other disadvantage of this, of course, is that you need meter. Otherwise, you can still go into this, but it doesn't deal too much damage. And this deals okay damage, but, you know, again, you need meter to actually be able to do anything with it. And oops, fuck, I did not mean to do that. But anyways, so that's kind of the basics. The problem is all of this is pretty difficult to set up because, again, this has shit range. And a lot of the times, if you hit this at max distance, the follow-up grab will miss. At least I'll try spacing it. It has happened to me quite a few times in like actual matches. I played like 3 matches with this character and I've lost every one of them. So that's why I kind of thought I would go in here and kind of rethink my options. Maybe I'm not doing something right, but I feel like I might be. I don't know. You can also go into this from that. So you can go, and that's a real combo. And I think you can go, yeah, you can loop that again. But what I really want to explore is his stomp cancel. I heard about this. I heard that you can cancel his stomp. Yeah, stampede, you can cancel it, which kind of leads to some interesting options. Because I guess you can go like, if you set them to block, always. Okay. Gotta be like really quick. Can you even do that? Because it's just gonna hit, isn't it? Yeah, that's not gonna work. What do you do with that though then? Unless you like wanna confuse your opponent, you know, you start your rush and then you just end it. I don't know. Apparently that's something you're supposed to use, but doesn't look that amazing. Although he does deal okay damage, and I think you can, if you're not gonna go for the reset, I think you can extend that even further by this. And then I'm pretty sure after this again you can go for another one of the jumps. So yeah, he gets okay damage. It's kind of a weird input. But again, that's the one I wanted to check out. This, I guess that's pretty good. Your opponent is blocking this, and see, there it is. Exactly what I'm talking about. But again, let's look at his V, not, I almost said V trigger, wrong game. His trait, telekinesis. So this is what he gets from it. Psionic lift. I'm just gonna mark these because I wanna, he also gets 2 strings. Alright. So this you can cancel. And then I think you can also, yeah, you can also dash forward, which is not amazing. The problem is it's a 2-part input. So it is very reactable, and as far as I can tell, you cannot go into your jump moves from it. And you can have the ground slam. It's a low. What happens if you meter burn that? Can you not meter burn that? No, apparently you can. And what's the difference? It has even more hit advantage. Must press... Okay. Huh. That's weird. Oh yeah, we'll get into that in a bit. Anyways, again, what you're supposed to do... Oops. It's kind of a weird input, to be honest. And then you can go into this again, and... Apparently it's even more guaranteed than when you do it off of the jump. Okay, let's look at Psionic Push. This is kind of an end. Oh, that's what you do. You go into this, meter burned. Because this is also Mega Plus. If you meter burn it. And then you can go into, yeah. And then mix up again. So I guess you can go for something like... But what does he have meterless? I guess if you do this... Oops. Wrong move. You can do this, I guess. Just for a bit of more damage. I don't know. But let's look at his Savage Strength. This makes him completely projectile immune, which is really good. In this game, that's really good. And you can set it up twice in one V-trigger. I just said V-trigger again. In one trait. So yeah. That's really good. Even against this character doesn't do too badly against death shots and dark sides and all that. They're really zoning characters because of that. Even though it's, I'll be honest, it's not the easiest to set up in a real match. And let's look at the strings. The hug. It's a combo ender. Honestly, the strings are not amazing. It's not like Atrocitus with the strings he gets from Dexstar that are like super good. I don't know, man. To me, it still seems like this is the best thing you want to do with Grodd. You just kind of loop your opponent until they die. Because to be honest, this is another one of those things, like, even if it's not a real mix-up, like, who the hell is gonna react to it online? No one. No one's gonna be able to do anything against that. And I guess out of all of these, this is the best. And then you can go... Yeah, and then reset again from... You're basically just doing the same thing. I guess you can spend 2 meters. But then again, the damage is not amazing. There it is. That's the thing that sucks about this character. Why does that sometimes miss? It's really weird too, because I'm not sure what exactly determines it. What else does he have? Nothing really. This character isn't amazing when it comes to strings. That's not good either, because with this character, why would you want to push your opponent full screen? No reason. Again, that's the thing. Why does it do that? You can also get it off of this move, but do you see how little damage that did? The problem is, as far as I can tell, there's no way to back 3 off of this move. Which I think, if there is going to be a patch, first of all, this character should definitely get at least some buffs. If nothing else, he should get that. Like that, you should be able to combo your back 3 off of that. You can't do forward 3 either. His forward 3 has no range on it. Do you see? Like, pretty much the only time you want to use that is to mix up your opponent. Because there's like no other feasible situation where that's useful. Anyways, again, I think this is what you're supposed to do with Grodd. But maybe I'll check out more tech videos on his psionic strings. But I mean, this is powerful. This is undeniably powerful. The fact that you can get your opponent into one loop and they're gonna be, well, fucked if they don't guess correctly. That's really good, but the problem is, how are you actually gonna get your opponent in that situation? That's where Grodd, I feel like, struggles. And this isn't hard to execute or anything. Once you get the muscle memory down, it's fairly easy. I think, actually, if you want more damage, you should go... Yeah. Oops, that linked. Okay. What is the damage difference there, actually, this? So that's 494. Yeah, 453. It's kind of, wouldn't say a significant difference in damage, but worth doing. It's worth doing the jump 3. Oh yeah, also, if you don't know, he can... Wait, how do you do his grab? I know he has a grab off of that. Oh, it's L1, okay. I mean, that's okay. Kind of... Yeah, it's kind of a weird hitbox. I'm doing it way too early. You can't meter... No, you can't meter burn that. So can you go like... Oh no, that's not gonna be... It looks like you can do that. Maybe this? No, that's not gonna combo though, but it might be nice for a mix-up or something. So yeah, that's Gorilla Grodd for you. Kind of a weird character, I would say. Probably one of the stranger characters in the game in terms of how he plays. He really doesn't fit into any kind of type, aside from being just a straight-up brawler. It's definitely fun, undeniably fun to just beat ass with him. And one thing I gotta mention though is this move. You know, when people complain that NRS games have like no weight behind them, I tend to agree when I see moves like this. I mean, it's literally a gorilla slamming on you full power. It should have a little bit more impact, shouldn't it? It feels like he's just punching a pillow or something. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't have any weight behind it. But this is Gorilla Grodd, a nice chest pumping character. You can go full ape with him, and that's part of the fun. Just go literally ape shit with him and just beat your opponent to death. I'm definitely gonna try him out more, practice with him more online as well, because again, my record currently is 3-0 with him, so hopefully I'll get better. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this Injustice video. There are gonna be more videos, both me playing online as well as checking out. Definitely gonna be checking out Sub-Zero when he comes out. For now, thanks for watching and goodbye.